Yeah, that's how we do it. I had to end it with somebody blowing up, Perfectly timed the ending of the intro. Body parts everywhere. That's how we roll here on the channel. What is going on? It's your boy Preston back again. That's right. With another movie review with a special guest today, baby. Kevin Lambert. How are you, my friend?
Very well, very well. Just ticking over, getting things ready to launch my new YouTube channel, which will be probably launching in the beginning of October, which is something I'm really looking forward to.
Yes, yeah. That's right. That's right. He knows his films, everybody. So y'all know what you need to do. Link is in the description box below. Head over there and subscribe, baby. That's right. The entertainment headquarters. That's right. That's right. HQs, baby. So make sure you subscribe. This will be the first video content on there, but he's going to be doing his own thing. That's right. And Kevin knows his movies. That's right. That's right. And he's been a channel member. That's right. Representing the Movie Dojo Army for many years now. And I appreciate that, brother. What do you got there in your hand there? Oh, hold on. Yeah, showing the merch. There you go. That's right. Let me see your shirt. What's your shirt there?
Well, my shirt is not... Normally, when we do things like this, I always represent the Dojo Army or yourself, but I have to represent the Maiden, baby. The Maiden.
I thought that was Maiden. That's right. That's right. That's why you're a badass. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
I thought that was Maiden. I was like, was that Maiden?
Yeah.
You got to take a look at that there.
Yeah. And obviously in June of this year, I went to see them live and they were absolutely outstanding. My dad has been a massive Maiden fan since he was a kid. He's always wanted to go, and there's always been a hiccup when he went to go see them. So me and my older brother made it happen, and it was just a great experience for every one of us.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. I'm so jealous. Sexy Sumo, y'all know him. He had a chance to see Maiden when they came out here, and I couldn't go. Damn it! Something came up and I couldn't go. But he rubs it in my face all the time. I saw Maiden. I saw Maiden. But that's awesome, man. That's awesome. But it's good to have you here, man, hanging out. It's always fun hanging out with the Movie Dojo Army members, channel members, representing. That's right. This man knows his films, and Kevin recommended this to me to review for him 85 years ago. Yeah, I thought 85, right? And I have to apologize up front that it's taken 105 years.
I feel like the little old lady on the Titanic. It's finally happening.
Oh shit. Oh man. But yeah, we're doing it now. I was just like, you know what? If I'm gonna review it, I might as well bring my boy here on the show. Yes. And because he is a certified channel badass member. That's right. Brola Khan says it right there. That's right. That's right. So we're gonna talk about this. I hated it, Kevin. I hated this movie.
I can
Zero
see why.
stars. 0 stars. F
No,
minus.
no gore, no gore whatsoever. Shit story.
Right,
Just
right. It needed a
not.
love story. It needed a we needed a
Mhm.
romance in there.
Well, they could have
A whole
had
bunch of
one.
annoying kids. You know,
Yeah, they
we
could have
needed that.
had one. You had the scene with the two horses finally met. You know.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna get into the 800. Oh, hold on. We got more certified channel badass members here. Reddit clips in the house. What's going on, brother? Brian
Yo,
Sanchez, what's going on? Steve O, everybody's throwing it up. That's right. Ready says, my boy getting the spotlight. Is this what it's like to be a proud parent?
I grew up. What can I say? I grew up.
It's fun. It's fun. Yes, yes. But it's good seeing everybody watching and hanging out with us today. But we're gonna get into it here. The 800. So this is a spoiler review, everyone. So just giving you a heads up here. Here's a quick plot synopsis for those who have not seen this film. All right, here we go. In 1937, 800 Chinese soldiers fight under siege from a warehouse in the middle of the Shanghai battlefield, completely surrounded by the Japanese army. Yes, directed by Guan Hu. Yes. So we're gonna get into this, man. So what made you want to watch this? And I know why you recommended it to me, but what made you want to check this one out?
Uh, Obviously, this came out just. I guess it was meant to come out pre-pandemic, and I had heard waves about it. And then when it finally was released, and it was released in China, there was a lot of controversy around the movie because it. A lot of people are saying, was it propaganda? Is it a factual movie? Is it, in even a lot of the people in the politics over there were trying to get the movie banned. It was banned from all the film festivals.
Oh wow,
And
really?
then it ended up being the second biggest film of 2020, and it made over 460 million.
There you go. That
And
makes
straight
sense.
away, that got me buzzed to see it. And then I finally seen it was getting released over here in theaters, but at the time it was a limited release, and I never got the opportunity to see it in the theater. So then I waited till it came out on Blu-ray, and I bought it immediately. And soon as I seen the movie, it made total sense why it had all its buzz around it. And then,
Right.
of course, I know the kind of movies you enjoy, and I thought I'm going to recommend this to the POG, the OG of YouTube,
That's right. The
and
OG.
the OG of
The
YouTube,
old wizard here.
and obviously that's the end of that story of
Yeah,
how I
wow.
recommended that to you.
And well, great recommendation, my friend. I have my thoughts on the whole propaganda thing, but I'm going to save that to the very
Mm,
end. I'm
yeah,
going to save that to the very end. But yeah, I mean, right off the bat, man. I mean, you have these people just trying to get across the country, and some of them, there's soldiers mixed up in there too, and they're on their way to Shanghai, and they just get ambushed. And already in the beginning of the movie, people are getting decapitated. like, right, like it is just straight up brutal. I have to ask you though, Kevin, when you watched this, when we were introduced to the Japanese
yeah.
officers, the head officers, was there subtitles when they spoke when you watched this?
Well, I did watch this in subtitles, but I don't think there was, because if I
No,
remember correctly, there's a scene near the end of the movie where the two generals meet on the horses,
right,
and you see the Japanese general talking in obviously his home language, and he has a translator. And when the
right, yeah.
translator speaks back, that's when you see the subtitles, which is a part of it I really enjoyed because it made it more authentic.
Yeah, and I think that's why they did that. I think that's why they did that on purpose, because they You know, they are the foreign menace. They are, and displayed in this movie. That's how they're portrayed, and you got to keep it. If you want to make it authentic, like you said, uh, no one should understand what they're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At first, I was like, "Is there something wrong with my Blu-ray?" I was like, "Did Well Go USA screw up? Did they screw up? Did they screw it up?" So I went back and clicked on it in English dubbing,
Yeah.
and yeah, there's still nothing. There's no subtitles when they speak. So
Yeah,
uh,
that's one thing I've never done is I've never watched this with the English dub.
no, don't.
I've
No,
only
same.
ever watched it with the subtitles because, as you've mentioned before, sometimes it's best just to watch it in is it originally intended to be
Yes,
with the
yes,
subtitles.
yes.
Like I remember the stream of Lady Fat Blood in her mentioning how bad Shin Ultraman is in the dub. It's best just to watch it. If you're going to watch any of these films, watch them
Right.
as they're intended to be.
Yes, yes, very very well said. And it wouldn't hurt if the English dubbing was good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if the English dubbing was actually good, instead of
Yeah.
getting Bob the Baker off the street we are all Chinese and we're fighting and we will defend China and against the Japanese. Like, no, you fucked it all up. Like, no. Like, I can't. No, you just took me out of the movie. Bad English dubbing. You just took me out of the movie. The only bad English dubbing that I can accept is old school bad English dubbing, because even though it's bad, it still could be fun, like hilarious to watch. Like the story
Yeah.
of Ricky O, the story of Ricky. I will never watch that subtitled because it makes that movie so much more hilarious.
Like
With the bad
obviously,
English dubbing. Yeah.
yeah, and obviously I'm a big kaiju fan, so obviously when I was first introduced to kaiju
Yeah.
movies,
Yeah.
all I was introduced to was the dubbed
Hmm.
versions of the movie till I discovered the originals. And
Yeah.
some of the dubbing is terrible, but it's also quite funny, and it
Right.
adds
Right.
it adds comedy to it,
Yes.
so you don't mind
A happy moment. A happy moment. Yeah.
a
There's a
happy moment.
Godzilla English dub reference there. But yeah, like there's some, there's some that you can enjoy. But when you have for the most part, this is a serious situation we going on
Yeah,
here. Okay. With all biopic films, it's difficult. You
yeah,
can I think every single biopic made, they're loosely based on what happened.
yeah.
I mean, because
Well,
you gotta.
it's gotta have a mixture of reality and fiction, because obviously they've got to add they've got to make the characters, even though this is a very interesting story as it is,
Right. Right.
based on the situation it's
Yeah.
in. They've
Yeah.
still got to give you characters that you want to follow and want to
Right.
try and
Yeah.
connect with.
Yeah. And try to make it exciting,
Yeah.
in a way, so that way the audience is enjoying what they're watching. So yeah, it makes sense. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to double check that with you. So yeah, to make it a more authentic, there's no subtitles. So if anybody goes out and buys this Blu-ray, that's what's going on for the most part. Okay, your Blu-ray is not defective. So, but right off the bat, man, cinematography in this movie is insane. This is insane. This movie's gorgeous. It's
It's beautifully done.
yeah,
It's like every scene you can see the effort that's put into it. It's so like obviously we have Saving Private Ryan, which a lot of people look at as one of the greatest war movies ever made.
yeah,
And I consider this on that level just for its visuals alone.
yeah. I call this movie the iconic shot, the movie. Because there's so many moments throughout this movie where you could just freeze frame it, and he's like, "Oh, I see what the director was doing there.
Yeah.
Iconic shot." The guy, the character at the end. We're gonna call him Officer Pussy. At the end of the movie, he holds up the sword. You have that faraway shot. Them
Oh, that's
around,
one of my
yeah,
favorite shots.
them around the flag. I mean, there's so many like iconic shots in this movie. That's why I call this movie the iconic shot, the movie. But yeah, beautiful, and the score was very well done too. The music was very well done as well. I enjoyed it. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when we're spending a little bit of time. This is early in the film with the soldiers in the warehouse, and you have the international side, across the bridge, and you have that shot where it's gorgeous. You got the neon lights. The rich folk are over there, and and then you see it, and they're on top of the rooftop, and they're like, "Man, it's like heaven over there." And then the camera rotates and shows the reality of what's going on the other side. And
Yeah,
then
and
I love how the music score changes and it gets dark. It's so good. Yeah, it's this shot
it's
right here.
yeah,
It's so good, man. How it just the camera rotates and shows that, yeah, well, if you're gonna call this side heaven, then hell's on the other side.
yeah,
Basically.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite shots of the movie, man. It's so good.
There's just so many shots and sequences in this film. It's very hard to actually pick a favorite one. But
Yeah.
the one you mentioned is, which we'll carry on as we go along, is right near the end with him holding the flag in
Oh
that
yeah.
off shot.
Yeah.
It was just so beautifully well done, and it was my jaw dropped when I even seen that.
Yeah. Yeah. Or when the flag falls and you just
Yeah.
see an arm come out of frame or into frame and grab it. You just see all you see is an arm and a fist coming into frame. You don't even see the whole body yet. It's just boom, he catches the flag. It's so good. Oh, we got more certified channel badass members. MK in the house as well. What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Yo.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm hanging out with the legend that is Kevin. That's right, Kevin Lambert. But yeah, man, a lot of characters introduced. I feel, I feel like some people they could get lost a little bit if they're not paying attention. If you're watching the 800 and you're like on your phone while you're watching it, you're gonna look up and you're gonna be like, "Who's this guy now?" Because there's a lot of characters in there.
Yeah, well, one of the characters, which is the one I thought was going to make it all the way to the end, who was played by an actor called Ethan John, sorry. He's like one of the main characters that you follow, and he starts off. I think it's him and his brother. I think it's him and his younger brother, and they are like they're at the beginning where they're with the uncle and they're trying to just get across the other side, and they get that's the other brother,
Right.
but he's the younger one, and
Right.
as you know, they're getting towards the warehouse and they get mixed all in and they end up in the warehouse and they're getting told pick up a gun, you've got to fight, stuff like that. It's brutal.
Yeah. It's it's realistic in a way. Not everybody's gonna make it. This is war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, Kevin. I'm here all week. Anyway, but that was sad when his older brother died. I was like, damn. I was like, wow. I was like, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, you're introduced to so many characters. On the right here is Officer Pussy, and that's what he's called in the movie. But my favorite character, this guy right here. This guy's my favorite character in the whole movie. Actor is Wang Chengyuan, and I'm sure I botched that. He plays Yang Guai.
Yeah,
that's his character
Yang
in the
Guai.
film. He is the straight up badass, and we're gonna call if this is Officer Pussy on the right, we're gonna call him Officer Virgin. That's what we're gonna call.
Yes,
we're gonna call him Officer Virgin. And if you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yes. But yeah, just people. I love the introductions to the chaos earlier, and then when you get introduced to these little side characters like the accountant, the accountant, Officer Pussy, and they're just like, no, they're not having it at all. They're like, no, no, like this is not. We should not be here. No, I am just an accountant. Why am I well, you're here now. You got to fight. Put the rifle in his hand. You got to do. The Japanese are coming. You got no choice. And you have these really good intense sequences like this one right here. I love the first ambush, like when the Japanese first enter, and it's just
Yeah.
an outside shot, and then they go in, and then the door shuts, and then all you hear is flamethrowers and just chaos,
Is
and you don't see anything. It just
yeah.
you just see it from the outside, which is great. That was like
Is
the
that
first ambush.
is that not when the accountant and that they tried to get out through the water?
I think it was a little bit later because
Is
they
that
were,
later?
yeah, a little bit later, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just these guys, the 800, man, they fought till the end. You know what I mean? Like they were some bad dudes. But like I was going back to the what I was talking about earlier is, these guys are not having it. They're not having it, and you have really well acted dramatic scenes like this sequence right here, where after the first ambush, there's some leftovers and they're trying to get information out of them, and then that's not happening. So they're like, "Well,
Yeah.
we got to take out the rest that are here."
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the character. That's the actor Ethan John, the one who's holding the gun. He's the one I was telling you was one of my favorite too. Like I say,
yeah,
him and his younger brother get mixed up, and they get they go into the warehouse, and they're very frightened and they're very scared. But by the end, they come like the rest of the soldiers.
yeah.
They see that much tragedy going on around them that it kind of sets a fire under them to want to fight.
I think I might be mistaken, Kevin, but I think this actor here in the middle, him and his uncle were together, and his uncle got separated.
Yeah,
But
so
I
it
think,
was.
but yeah, he makes it all the way towards the end, and he
Mhm.
gets shot at the end. But I think the little guys here, I think he had a different brother. He had another brother that got shot by the window. Because remember, they were fascinated
Oh
with
yeah,
horses. Remember, they were fascinated with the horses,
yeah.
and so his brother looks up the window and he gets one in the neck.
Yes, that's it. That's it. See, this
Right.
is the thing. There's that many characters and there's that much
Yeah.
goes on.
No,
You
it's
get
fine.
yourself mixed up. But yeah,
But
but he
they
had
end
his
up. But no,
uncle.
you're right. They end up bonding later.
Hmm.
Him and we're gonna call him. Um, we're gonna call this guy Officer Farmer,
Hmm.
and they do bond as if they were brothers by the end.
Yeah,
And then he doesn't make it either. But this was
yeah,
a great scene because he's just like, I can't do this. But they're like, dude, you have to get used to this shit, man, because what comes later is insane. Insane. It's like you need to get this out of your system now, man. And
well,
then this when we're introduced to this guy, Officer Virgin is just so good in this movie.
but like you say, he's frightened to pick up a gun.
Right.
The other ones done. Officer Virgin's constantly had a gun. That's why he is known as Officer Virgin, because he's always been a part of the military.
Right.
Then later on, this like you said, it gets really brutal, where
Oh
you
man.
get people that are literally willing to sacrifice themselves for the
Yes.
greater good.
Yes, which we're going to get to, which is insane. Oh, more certified channel. Look at Kevin's bringing all the badasses. Kevin is bringing all the movie dojo army to the dance. Yeah, man. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah. Yes. So the very next, this is my favorite. I mean, there's so many really good action sequences in the movie, but this is my favorite action sequence out of the whole movie. Is this scene right here?
That's yeah.
This is so good, man. And you have this is when Officer Farmer and Officer Accountant go
Yeah,
out to scout, but really they're trying to get across to the other
yeah.
side.
That's the
And
scene I was talking about earlier.
yeah,
So I got this is the one where they go, we'll go scouting,
yeah,
and there's three of them.
hmm
Don't forget there were three of them,
yeah,
but only two of them came back.
yeah, yeah. Poor guy, he didn't make it. He ended up drowning. But I love how the movie sets up the tunnel earlier because we have a sequence in the in the daytime a couple of scenes back where young Officer Farmer sticks his head out and he looks down the tunnel like he's checking for something. They set that up earlier, and then he comes right back to that same tunnel with his two scouting friends. And now, boom, Japanese are already there. They're already there going in. And I love that crazy shot on the outside where if you look below, they're climbing up on the side of the building as well. Like they're coming from all sides. Like this was great. And young farmer was like, all right, we're in the water, we're not going to make it. The British soldiers and everybody on their side, they're not going to let us cross anyway because we're not allowed to go to the international side. And then he's like, huh?
Like what I liked about that particular shot in that particular scene, if the ones that are going through the water and the ones that are climbing up, they're not, if you notice, they're not dressed really in military getup. They've got nothing on. There must be like a speciality, like sniper team, because if you look, they just look like they've come out of like a martial arts movie with the white pants on, a knife in hand.
Yeah, a Yakuza film or something like that. Yeah.
When all the action starts to kick off.
Oh my God, it's chaos.
And you can see them stabbing, slicing, guts are thrown, throats are being slashed.
Oh yeah.
And there's a one shot between one of them and I think the commanding officer, and he's literally gets stabbed in the gut.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he's trying to put his gun or something out, and he has a knife. He reaches in his pocket, and he slits his throat.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful sequence.
It's beautifully beautiful. Not beautifully beautiful. Beautifully brutal. That's what I meant to say. But farmer and the accountant are in the water, and the accountant's like, fuck this, I don't give a shit. But the young farmer's like, all right, I gotta yell and warn. And so he starts yelling to the people across the bridge to try to shine their lights and warn that the Japanese are coming. But here's a little bootleg tiny clip of the carnage. Yo. I gotta watch that again. Just chaos. Yeah, that's a little small bootleg taste for you guys. Just straight up chaos. That's my favorite. It's my favorite action sequence in the whole movie. I love it. It is great, man. They don't give a fuck. They ran in there with tontos and wakasashis and not even no gun. They just went in there fucking. Yeah. It was great stuff. It's intense, man. Jesus. But all great war movies have that intensity factor to them, And then here we're introduced to some more side characters. So on the other side of the bridge, the international side, at what point of the movie were you like, I want everyone on the other side of the bridge to die?
First 15 minutes.
That did not take long at all. Because
Nope.
you got all this chaos, all this horror, the horrors of war, all of this happening, right? Like all this shit. Oh, yes, yeah. They're fighting over there, Kevin. They're fighting again. I'm trying to get some sleep over here, and they're over there fighting again. I mean, can you guys give it a break over there? Can I have some more tea, please? And where's my food? It's just the racket that they're making of it. I was just like, oh, I hope everyone dies on the other side of that bridge.
Yes. It was just brutal.
Oh my God.
And then you had scenes of them just of like, I'm British, but God, I hated the British back then. You had this stuck up British people sitting, drinking the cups of tea.
Oh my God.
And they were going, I wonder if it'll take 3 hours before they all die. And it's like, it's literally them against the Japanese, and you're in the middle.
Right, exactly. It's like, where do you think the Japanese are going next?
Yes.
If they get past the 800, where do you think they're going?
Precisely. You thick pussies.
Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't just the British. I mean, the Chinese over there. There was characters that were like, what I like to now see. If you, I could see some people watching the movie and be like, okay, this is like really cheesy, because like towards the end of the movie, everyone's banding together to try to help them, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if you really watch the movie and pay attention, get off your phone. If you pay attention, okay, it's very subtle build up to people wanting to help the soldiers. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
At first, you have the introduction to these three stupid kids, three stupid kids that they're like motivated. They want to go help fight, and they made the biggest mistake of their lives, running across to get to the other side because they want to help fight the Japanese. And unfortunately, it doesn't go that way. But I'm using that as an example because people are slowly a little bit starting
Yeah.
to get inspired. But you have your douchebags, you have your assholes, Then later there was this group that was asking for donations. They had this truck going down the street asking for donations from everyone to money or whatever to kind of help fund or give it to the other side, give it to the men. And you would have like it wasn't just the British, Kevin. You have like the rich
Yeah.
Chinese that were over there,
And I'm
and
sure
the guy was there was this married couple, and he was trying to give some of his wife's jewelry away, and she's like, "No, I'll give my jewelry away now." And he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" And of course, he threw the jewelry.
If I remember rightly, there's a particular scene as well where where everyone's donating food,
right?
And this obviously very rich, aristocratic woman comes. What I can't even say the word. Rich woman.
Yeah,
comes,
she like own the casinos and stuff. Yeah,
yeah. She came and she just give them something. It must have been money or something, and she walked away. And the two people behind weren't nice about her. They said something along like, "Well, she's a half breed or something," but yet she cared enough to want to help.
Oh, the half Russian, half Chinese.
Yeah, half Russian, half
Right.
Yeah,
right.
She obviously was kind of not involved or didn't. When she seen everything finally unfold, and she decided to donate something.
Right.
And it was just so, like you say, it went from just sitting back, relaxed, drinking cups of tea on a balcony to this is getting serious. And seeing the brutality in front of them, it obviously resonates with them how serious it's getting.
Right.
So then they go forth and they all decide, like you said, in the end, kind of club together to support the soldiers.
Right. Yeah. So if you're watching the movie, you're paying attention, it does make sense. It's a subtle build up to the end. But I could see people that are not really paying attention. They're like, "Oh, this is cheesy. Oh my God." I can see people doing that. Pay attention. Put down your phone. But the character I was talking about it was weird. Like, they didn't really show her face a lot until the end. I'm not sure what was the point of that, not showing the actress who was like the rich tycoon that kind of owned the casinos.
Yeah.
And we had the scene where, was it her son? Or was it
a younger brother?
Right.
I think it was a younger, yes, that gentleman there was a younger brother. And she was like the madam of the casino who owned the casino. And I think there was a scene with him where she's behind like a curtain, and he comes running in and he says to her, the talking, and then he turns and there's like a memorial, I'm guessing, to their father, who must have been a soldier or a general. And he says something and then he walked away. And she's not really paying much attention or has shown much interest in the events that are going on.
Right. She don't want to be a part of it at all. Like,
And I think she was in charge of the casino.
Yeah.
But I think he was in control and in charge of the entertainment, because he kept going back to the ones that were doing the theatrical shows on that stage outside. And he was
pecking opera guys.
The opera guys. And he was basically directing them and telling them what performances to put on. And if you remember, the last time we see him, he says to the opera guys to do a certain performance, which is about, I guess, a brave warrior or a brave soldier. And we know what happens next.
Yeah. And again, it's subtle building throughout the movie. Now he's just like, I can't take this anymore. And he runs across the bridge to try to help. He doesn't make it, but he does help in his own way. But he does sacrifice himself. So, like I said, it's a subtle build to the big dramatic climax of the film. You know what I mean? People just fast forward to the guy holding the fist out through the fence. You know, the another iconic shot where the people on the other side of the bridge are reaching through the fence to try to get to the soldiers that are coming. People will fast forward to that and be like, well, this is just really eye-rolling cheese. It's like, well, no. Again, pay attention. This has been subtly building throughout the entire movie. It was a General Yu Guang or something like that. Hold on, let me. Who was based it's a very popular opera.
Oh yes, that's getting performed by the opera.
Here we go. Yeah, General Guan Yu. I think that's what they were. Yeah, Chinese god of war. I think that's he's a very popular character. They like to do the Peking opera. So.
And another thing I want to mention is if it's the young who we call the farm boy, the former soldier.
Yeah.
He was getting told a story, and then you were getting cutscenes of the warrior on the hill, looking forward at like a grand army in front of him. I thought that was outstanding.
I know.
I was not expecting that at all.
That was the Dynasty Warriors movie we wanted instead of the Dynasty Warriors movies we got. Well, anyway, but yeah, these three, I I get it. They're young, they want to help, but man, Jesus Christ, man, they get fucked up. And then, like, soon as the shit hits the fan, they like turn quick, like, I don't want to be here. I want to get out of here. I don't want to be here. It was like, well, you sometimes be careful what you ask for, But man, let's get back to the brutality of the movie. This sequence was insane, man. Just toe to toe. What is this? The Civil War? Like, we're just toe to toe, like right in front of each other, just blasting. Just craziness, man. Craziness. Just insane. And it gets more insane when vehicles and machinery are brought in because they're trying to tear down that wall. And then we get to the scene that me and Sexy Sumo were like, our jaws dropped. We were like, okay, when the first time it happened, we were like, oh damn, wow. But then our jaws dropped because it kept going. And we're going to talk about this scene right here, man. This scene,
that is the scene that blew me away. I think
no pun intended. No pun intended.
But literally, it blew me away. Like, probably like you and Sexy Sumo, I just sat there in silence for about 5 minutes and thinking, what the hell? Really?
Yeah.
It was just so brutal, to be honest. Yeah. So brutal. So it's quite disturbing in some ways to think that these are the lengths that they have had to go to.
Yeah. Because the Japanese had like these big, huge, like armored shield type of things above them.
Yeah. To protect them from the bullet fire.
Grenades weren't doing anything. Mm-hmm. And so the guy, a man, made a decision, wrote down his name on the thing, remember me, and he jumped out of there, and it was insane.
Ooh.
Crazy. One more time. Yeah. See, that was already like, wow, that was crazy. But what made it more crazier, what really kind of sits with you is that wasn't enough. That did a lot, but there were so many Japanese soldiers with those types of shields and armor that it wasn't going to be enough. And then all of a sudden, other soldiers line up, strap themselves with bombs, say their names. They got to write down their name. Say their names as they're jumping out one by one to take out the Japanese below. This is what made it like, I mean, this was already like, wow, that was crazy, right? But this was just like, holy shit. We have a huge line of soldiers that they're choosing to give their lives to stop the Japanese from breaking through the wall. I mean, this was insane. I don't know how many jumped, and it seemed like it kept going.
Yeah.
Like it just kept going, and then the other side of the bridge, the international side, they're just like silent.
Yeah.
I think this was the first time it started to set in. Well, I think around that time we weren't getting too much of.
And if you
I'm
remember,
making all that racket.
If you remember as well, I always remember this.
Getting serious now.
Yeah. If I always remember this about this particular time as well within the film, they introduced the Chinese journalist character.
Right. Yeah.
And he had just been going around like doing reporting, and when that all was going on, you're seeing the people on the other side, and they were just watching people just stand on the end, drop, but they were seeing the names and dropping, and bang, boom after boom. And I think it even got too much for him to watch, that he had to turn the camera off. Yeah. And I just think everybody, just like you said, we're now starting to see the brutality of what's really going on and the lengths that these people are doing to protect them.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, because you think that would be something the Japanese army would be like, them pulling kamikazes and doing what they do back then. That's kind of normal for them. That's something they did. So I was not expecting the other side to do the same thing. Like this was just crazy, man. Yeah, but you even had like, there was an actress that was on the other side, and then she had somebody that was with her had a camera and was like filming her, and she was like, "Stop filming me," because this is like, just stop filming me, because this is rough, man. This is rough.
Yeah,
but yeah, very memorable moment in the film, and right around here we have kind of like the first time our side characters. There's the brother. There's the brother at below that didn't make it. He looked out the window because he wanted to see the horse, and he didn't make it. But above in the shot there, we're finally seeing a little bit of bonding with some of the side characters. I think that's Officer Pussy and Officer Accountant.
Yeah,
there, and they finally were trying to help and do something. But Officer Pussy got fucked up. He got shot in the leg. He got shot in his face, like grazed.
I shouldn't have laughed, but I laughed.
I laughed too, man. It was kind of hilarious.
I thought we said, and don't forget when Officer Pussy got shot. Officer Accountant reaches out to grab his leg to pull him back, and he gets his finger blown off.
Yeah. I laughed at that too. We have dark senses of humor over here. It's fun. But you have to laugh at it, because these guys were hiding the whole movie, and then they finally want to do something, and as soon as they do something, they get fucked up. It's kind of funny. But yeah, they started to bond a little bit, just a little bit, and work together. But then later in the movie, things escalate, and they have 2 days left to defend the warehouse. So at this point, their leader's basically telling them, hey, they don't know if, that remember that Goodyear blimp that was flying above?
Yeah.
Like, they don't really know if we're still here. They don't know how many's left alive. We need to show them, he got orders from his superiors. They're like, look, we need to like make a decision and show them that we are still here. We're still defending this area. So we need to put the flag up on the top of the building. We got to put the flag up there to let them know. And if we let them know we're still here, we're still fighting, we'll get more support from the outside. So there was a purpose to this, but unfortunately, the Japanese were known for, oh wait, you putting up your flag? Oh no, that's not gonna happen. We coming. Put up the flag. See what happens. Put up the flag.
Yeah, in their mind, if you put up your flag, it's time to fight.
Yeah,
and we're coming for you.
Yeah, and it's just like they were like, no, fuck it, we're gonna put up the flag. We don't give a shit. We're representing our country, And plus, we want to make a point. We are still here. That will show them to, hey, give us some more support, for the country. And our boy here at the bottom, Officer
Officer
Virgin, kind of gets a little bit of, he gets promoted because he has experience. So he gets put in charge of leading everyone to the top, a unit to put up the flag. But they all know that this is like most likely a horrible idea. We could just stay in the building and just fight for the next 2 days, and then our tour is temporarily done. But they wanted to make a point. So, and man, the flag sequence, like this whole sequence on top of the building, was insane. Here we go. The 800, aka the movie of iconic shots. Look at that right there, man. Like that is just insane. When you're watching this, when you were watching this the first time, Kevin, were you like, hey, it's not worth it? Was that kind of going through your head? You were like, look, guys, Jesus Christ.
I was doing exactly that, but I was in the back of my sick mind. I was going, keep on going. I want to see more of the brutality.
Yeah.
As much as it is disturbing, as much as it is, it's devastating what you're seeing.
Yeah.
It's that great, the action sequences, the shots, the cinematography, the music, everything within just them few minutes of those scenes of, especially with the flag, holding the flag up. You just didn't want it. You just wanted to keep watching and just keep it going.
This is just some random still I got from like the trailer. So imagine, if you guys haven't seen the movie, imagine seeing this in real time. So again, we highly recommend you check it out. But here's another little bootleg clip of the chaos. Dude, Jesus Christ, bro. Insanity. Since we're talking about war movies, or a war film right now, do you have some favorite war movies of yours besides Saving Private Ryan?
Well, I've always liked Enemy of the Gate, the sniper movie.
That might be underrated. I think.
I honestly think it is underrated. I've always found that to be a great movie.
Yeah.
And I just like it how it's about two snipers and the going at it. There's also, by the same director, there's a film I want to see that I haven't seen that I want to try and get to see. It's called The Sacrifice. And it's made by the same director as The 800.
Oh. Okay, well, if you see that, let me know how that is.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I think it's been out a while. I just haven't had the opportunity to see it yet.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones out there. There's, Full Metal Jacket. There's Hamburger Hill. I think that's another underrated one.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket's definitely up there with the best.
You know what 100%. I'm tired? You know what I'm tired of hearing? Yeah, to each his own. It's fine, but I'm tired of hearing people go, man, the first half of Full Metal Jacket's the best. After the first half, I just turn it off. I'm like, dude, really? Like, really?
They clearly have no taste.
Like, really? Like, when it actually gets to the war part, it's boring. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, it is a war movie.
Yeah, look, if you don't like the movie, that's fine, but that excuse is always weird. It's like you can like the first half more than the rest, but the rest of the movie is still very well done.
Yeah.
It's still a very well made movie. It's just strange,
But I think that's what makes that movie, the fact you have the build up to then then you go into the actual war.
Yeah, that was probably the point.
I think that precisely that's the whole point of the movie. And
yeah. Let us know in the comments below, guys, or in chat right now, some of your favorite war films. Yeah, let us know. I would love to hear. I would love to see your comments there. And give us some recommendations, too, because I'm sure there's probably thousands of war movies me and Kevin have not seen that are that are really good. So recommendations. We may come back, Kevin, and review more in the future together. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, back to the carnage here. So after the iconic shot, they actually fend off that plane. I was surprised. They fended off the plane, and the plane's like, oh, well, fuck it. The plane just leaves, and they keep I mean, at this point, everyone on the other side of the bridge is on board. They're cheering now.
Yeah.
Like they're cheering, they're rooting for them now.
Yeah, and rightly so. Rightly so. By this point, rightly so that they should be all behind these guys for everything they've done. And for me, what made that scene even more, amazing and more poetic is the fact that when they were to first put up the flag, and you're seeing everyone on the other side see the flag go up, I think that's what changed the tide.
Yeah.
You're seeing them all suddenly kind of get pride in them. We're proud to be Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what they're doing for us. We've got to support them now.
Yeah. Well, even I think towards the end, like some of the British soldiers were like fucking Japanese, and they're shooting at them too. At this point, they had enough of it.
Yeah, and
they're
even
like, fuck this.
When that scene happened with the flag and those people being just blown apart by the plane, when it all was said and done, you had the people in the Goodyear blimp just totally.
Yeah,
I think even they turned around and went, "This is just brutal," and even I think they were on the side of the Chinese by this point.
Yeah, because that was just crazy. So for some people that want a Saving Private Ryan type of finale, they may be a little disappointed with this, because this movie does not have the big, huge, action finale, conflict throwdown. This finale, early in a way, is just kind of fucked up. It's not really like, Braveheart charging the field. It's not that. This is
there's no hero in the end. There's no one that's, because this is a spoiler review. There's literally no one left standing.
Yeah.
The ending in the whole film is about sacrifice, basically, for the greater good, I suppose.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, especially after all this shit. It's like, can we give these guys a vacation? Like, can we put them in the most expensive restaurant with the best food? I mean, come on, but no, decisions had to be made, and now at this point, they were told to abandon the warehouse because they'll be needed somewhere else later. But some of them have to stay back to kind of help defend those that are crossing the bridge. So this is just slaughter at this point, but it's very emotional scene, especially when first, when they get out there and they're before they even cross, everybody in the city on the other side, even the children, are saluting them.
Yeah, and there's a little girl. And she starts saluting the soldiers, and they notice her. And one by one, the soldiers decide to salute back, and you can see the pride as well, kind of the other people on the other side, that because they know what's about to happen.
Yeah, because it's just like you're sitting duck when you go out in that bridge trying to cross the bridge. It's crazy. But yeah, it's pretty brutal. I don't know how many people died just to cross this goddamn bridge. But the good news is, well, this is fucked up. But the good news is after that, the officers are like, stop trying to get into a scuffle, just run. Because at first, when they went out there, they were, they got emotional because, their brothers were dying. So they were stopping in the middle of the bridge, turning around and trying to shoot back at the Japanese. And then more of them were dying. So the second unit was like, just run.
Yeah. Like, because the lead commander, he decided to go first with his group of soldiers.
Yeah.
And then obviously it went horribly wrong. And I think he was like, fuck it. we can't just go one at a time or group after group. You all just need to, just all need to head for the bridge. You need to just leg it like as fast as you can and get your arse across this bridge.
Yeah. And there were little moments too. There was I forgot, I skipped this. There was a little moment earlier with some of the characters, and you have this little bonding scene between Officer Pussy and Officer Virgin, which is kind of hilarious saying that in the same sentence.
And they were talking about Pussy at that point as well.
Yeah, because he's like, so how is it? And he kind of explains it, it's you tremble, and he has this whole spiel, but they share the cigarette and stuff like that. But you have these little moments, and then like you were mentioned earlier, but the journalist, the guy reporter who's filming everything, he was given the photo that he took of Officer Virgin. He told him, they looked face to face, he's like, make sure my family gets that picture. I want my family to have that picture. And I think it was it Officer Farmer's cloth written? There was something. There was another.
I don't know if it was Officer Farmer's or the one who jumped, who was tied to the bomb, the young soldier, because he had a piece of paper and he went, "Give this to me mother."
Right.
And then he turns around, he goes towards the window, and he drops and blows up.
Right.
And then, but he handed Officer Virgin a piece of paper.
Right.
It must have been a note to his mother, and I think that's what it was. It was the note for the mother.
Okay. Yeah, but they have that scene where the journalist is running across with the soldiers, and it falls out. And he could have just kept going, but he wanted to make it a point. He went back for those items because he made a promise. So and little subtle character arcs. Because they didn't like each other at first, remember?
Yeah, and if you notice what happened as well, because he was a journalist and he also had a video camera and was videoing footage.
Right.
When that particular scene happened, when he was running and he dropped everything, his camera was dropped and the items were dropped. But he chose to pick up not his camera, but the items that he promised to deliver, which I thought was it was like he had redeemed himself.
Yeah.
It was like a redeeming arc that he was going to sacrifice himself and was there to just take footage and like become famous being a war journalist. But he found himself, he found himself redeeming himself and realizing what was more important.
Yeah. Very well directed, very well acted. But again, the 800, the movie of iconic shots. We have this other shot of the second unit just bum rushing it now, and man, and then it kind of, it's interesting how it ends. It shows them run, and it cuts to the camera pans over to the international side, and you see arms reaching through the fence from the the people on the other side trying to get to them and calling them. And then you get the iconic fist shot. You have the fist. That was like the last shot of the movie. You got a guy with a fist, a bloody fist, holding it. One person had a thumb out, and I'm like, I don't know, what are you doing? Good job, guys. Hey, you can make it across the. I don't know. I just laughed at that for some reason. But like everyone else is reaching through, and you have someone like with the thumb out. I'm like, hey, great job, guys. Hey, come on, great job. And then you have the bloody fist.
Might have been the accountant.
Speaking of, there's that moment where they show him on the other side.
This is what confuses the hell out of me, because there's a shot where I think it's Officer Farmer who got killed on the roof.
Right.
He was going to shoot him for deserting, and then
earlier,
Officer Accountant persuades him to let him go, so you don't see him again. The next thing you know, he's on the other side. He gets off like a bus or something, or a truck, and he's in his accountant gear, like a coat, and you just see him running towards the kiosk, and you don't see him again.
Yeah, we needed one more, unless we missed him, because there was so many people. There was so much shit going on.
I don't remember seeing him. Neither can I. So for me,
it's like, he's gonna have his moment of where he's just like gonna be selfless finally, and then you never really see him. So you know what, Kevin, you nailed it. He was the one that gave the thumbs up. That was him sticking his head out.
He needed one more camera shot.
Great job, guys. Oh my god. See, this is what you have when you guys come here. You come here, you get the comedy, you get the goofy samurai. But I like how it ended though. How they show the then and now shot of the warehouse. You know, that was really interesting. I mean, that if that's true, then that's crazy. The building is untouched, and you still see the bullet holes, like in the wall. Like if that's not for dramatic purposes, and if that's real, that's crazy.
Yeah, it'll be like a landmark. They'll probably not want to tear it down. It's a part of the country's history. But like you say, that blew me away when it showed you the writing on the screen that tell you about the events and the events that happened afterwards, and then that one shot of the warehouse, which you thought was going to just pan out to whatever was going on now, like at that time. But then the fact that it panned out to what China is now, and it's still, if it's real, still standing. If it is still standing, that is incredible.
I know, right? That was a great shot. And then when the credits roll, they show photos of the real soldiers that were there, and very well done. Smashing film, smashing. Brr. That's right. The 800, aka the movie of iconic shots. Yes. So, hey, man, this was a great recommendation, brother. Yes. So, what are you going to rate this son of a bitch? See his average here on my channel. What are you going to give the 800?
Well, because I love this movie. It is such, like you said, the film of iconic shots, a film of amazing characters that start off as not heroes that end up becoming heroes. For me, I am going to give it an 8.5.
Wow, look at that. 8.5. Yes. You know what? I'm going to, just for today, I'm going to do the Kevin scale of rating. That's right. I'm going to do the Kevin scale. I'm going to give it an 8.5 too, baby. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'll give it an A+ on your rating. Because I totally forgot.
No, it's fine. No. Because this video is going to be on Kevin's channel as well. So you guys can have fun watching it over there. But yeah, this was a phenomenal movie. A lot of fun. Very well done. And rewatchable. Rewatchable, too. Not that many war movies are rewatchable, but you can rewatch this just because of the chaos. This is because of the action set pieces are just like, whoa. Yeah, man. Oh, I forgot to end it. My take on the whole Chinese propaganda thing.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand it. I know what it is. Okay. And with a lot of these movies, you can point it out easily. But with this movie, I'm going to give it a pass. Do you know why? Because back then, during the war, the Japanese were fucking horrible to the Chinese. They were fucking horrible. Look it up. Read it. Back then, there's some crazy, disturbing shit that was done to the Chinese that they don't teach you in the history books in school. They don't teach you that in school. All right? That's not stuff you read up. There was some fucking horrible shit that was done to the Chinese, unfortunately, by the Japanese during that time. And so, with that said, I can forgive a little Chinese propaganda in this movie. It's fine. Other movies, I don't know, not so much. It could be a little eye rolling, but for this type of content, this story, this setting, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to give it a pass. That's my take on it. That's how I think about it. Because I've read some comments and I've seen some people go, "Oh, another Chinese propaganda movie, 2 thumbs down." Blah. I was like, motherfucker, don't you know what this movie's about? Don't you know when this movie takes place?
And did they even watch the movie?
Exactly.
Did they just look at it and go, propaganda, fuck you, and hide it in the bin without actually putting it in the DVD player or Blu-ray player and giving it a shot?
Yeah.
I think every movie, whether it's propaganda or not, should be at least given one shot.
Sure. If you like films. Yeah. If you like films like we do. But yeah, I mean, I've came across some movies where I was like, oh boy. But, you know, at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is it entertaining? Were you entertained by the film you watched, right? So yeah, with this setting and this era, I can give a Chinese propaganda a pass. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, overall, man, phenomenal film. Really enjoyed it. A lot of fun. I want to watch it again. Can you imagine this in 4K? That sucks. I don't think there's a 4K of this movie. This Blu-ray is like bare bones too. There's like nothing on here.
Yeah, I've got it on Blu-ray. I even
I mean,
ordered
it
it.
looks great. It looks
Yeah,
phenomenal on Blu-ray. I mean, we don't
yeah.
need it in 4K, but you
No,
can
it's
imagine.
phenomenal. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I've got it on Blu-ray and DVD
yeah,
because I just loved it that much. I had ordered the DVD, not realizing at the time they had already released it on Blu-ray as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I ended up ordering like the Blu-ray a week after the DVD arrived.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. Hey, you got to upgrade, especially for movies like this.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But hey, man, this was a blast, brother. I'm sorry it took 3 years to get around to talking about this movie. Hey, but I said, hey, let me get him on the show.
Well,
Let's
at
talk
least you
about it together.
enjoyed the movie. That's the main
Yeah.
thing.
Were you
It's
scared? You were scared I was gonna hate it, or you knew I was gonna like
I had a no. I knew you totally. You're gonna love this movie.
it.
Soon as I seen the first 5 minutes of the
Like,
warehouse scene, I was
Sub
like,
Samurai, Sub Samurai Guy's
yeah,
alley. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, man, this was fun, and hopefully we could do a lot more. Everybody watching, thank you so much for hanging out with the old Samurai Guy. Hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the merch store. Buy a mug, buy a shirt. Keep the channel going. Become a channel member. There you go. There you go. Look at that beautiful, handsome bastard on that mug, on that glass there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one holding the mug.
There you go. Oh, hey, oh, he's here all week. He's here all week. But don't forget, head over to Kevin's channel. That's right. A lot more content and movie reviews coming. So check the link in the description box below so you can subscribe to the Entertainment HQs, baby. That's right. And Anubis will be with you as well, right? Is Anubis
Yes. So at the minute, I'm busy editing stuff together
Yeah.
because, like I say, I started off very slow. I
Take your
decided to
time.
test. Yeah, I decided to test the waters by putting a Facebook page out there, and I enjoyed that much, so that I made the choice to then, after building a bit of confidence and being with the guys at G
Yeah.
Fest, I thought I'm going to take the plunge and go ahead with it. And I've came up with 4 segments on my page on that I'm going to do. The first one is going to be called the Retro Classic Movie Show, which will be me and Anubis, where we will pick any film from any genre from the 50s up to the early 2000s. It'll be a classic like movie review segment.
Yeah.
So
Like
you
it.
can be on there as well at some
Sure.
point.
Yeah, sure.
I'm also going to be doing a show called Into the Darkness,
Ooh.
which is basically horror based, where it's very similar, where we will just be reviewing any kind of horror film
Yeah.
within the genre. I'm also doing Kaiju Connections, which, being a Kaiju fan, we will be discussing
Gotta
all
do it.
things Kaiju.
Yeah.
And that's on top of doing me movie reviews and trailer reactions and
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Well, it sounds like a blast. I am subscribed as well. That's right. I am there. Yeah. It sounds like a lot of fun. But most importantly, Kevin, have fun.
Oh, absolutely. And
Have
having
fun.
you is a
Yeah.
mentor in some ways, and being somebody that has kind of inspired me to finally go ahead and take something I love and am passionate about, which is the world of movies and entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next journey.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's all about. Having fun. That's what we like to do here on this channel as well. That's right. Don't forget to check also in the link in the description box below the Urban Action Showcase website. Check it out. There's some merch there. Buy it. See what awesome hold on a second. See what awesome guests will be showing up soon. I'm sorry, I just saw Jake's. He's subscribed too. That's right. Yeah, son. Oh, hold on. We got not JPEG saying wait, hold on. He's saying hello to both of us, Kevin. What's up, not JPEG?
Hello.
Good to see you. Late to the party, man. We're getting ready to end it. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. And hey, become a channel member. That's right. And you get some more dedicated movie reviews from your boy here. Or like Kevin, you could be on the channel and we can review it together. That's right. That's right. So check it out. Check the channel membership below. Take a look at the perks and let's have some fun talking movies. And in 2 hours and 45 minutes, come on back later today. Samurai Guy is going to be showing the trailer to the indie adventure action horror film Vertical. Will be premiering here. All right, Kevin. Awesome.
I'll be watching that. No way am I going to miss this one.
Yes. Filmmakers, tune in. Indie filmmakers, tune in because they're going to hear some behind the scenes stories from a lot of passionate people that want to make more movies. Yeah, so the actors and the director will be hanging out with the Samurai Guy in a couple of hours. So come on back and let's take a look at the trailer together, and you'll hear the behind the scenes stories. That's what it's all about. An experience, having fun. All right, Kevin. Thank you so much, brother. Don't go anywhere, Kevin. Don't go anywhere, Kevin. But you guys, I'll see you in a couple hours. Take care. 800.